Luke chapter 12, verse 32, Jesus says, "Do not be afraid, little flock, that your Father has chosen gladly to give you the kingdom." But this life has so many temptations into anxiety and into worry that can really just consume our thoughts. It's like just this last week when I'd go on walks with my parents, it seemed that every day we'd go out and there every day there'd be a fresh herd of snails rushing across the sidewalk, which means they're just sitting there all over the sidewalk. And I didn't want to step on any of them, and I'm sitting here consumed with trying to, some of them are really little. Don't step there, don't step there, and I think that our lives can be caught up in just worrying so much of where to and where not to step that the whole walk is caught up in those kind of thoughts, that we have to place our feet just right. And we forget that Jesus says, "Do not be afraid, little flock. Do not worry about what you will eat. Do not worry about how you will be clothed. Elsewhere, why are you afraid of the storm? Don't you know who stills it?" Another place, "Martha, you are worried about so many things, but one thing is necessary." Jesus says, "Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has chosen." He has already chosen and gladly to give you the kingdom. So I want to encourage you with that may every negative is a distortion of something that's positive. When I remember driving to Orlando, about an hour commute, multiple times a week for school when I was in college, and there was a lot that would come to my mind of worries and anxieties and just the reminder that that's the perversion of a praise. That's a perversion of a prayer. That's leaving God out of a prayer, of a concern. But you bring Jesus Christ into the anxiety, and suddenly you find yourself worshiping. And so I would spend a lot of those times praying and praising as the sun comes up all the way to class, and then find out that my class was canceled and I didn't have to be there at 7 a.m. But remember that your Father has gladly chosen to give you the kingdom. So do not be afraid, little flock. So I pray that you may be active in the face of fears and worries and anxieties. Actively share your faith with one another so we can be reminded of every good thing that we have in Christ Jesus. All right, well, I will see you all on the next video.